Bienvenidos, welcome to today's vlog. We have a 10.5 hour tour in La Fortuna, Costa Rica. It is about 6:40 right now. This is where we're waking up. There's Mama packing up. Yeah, starts at 7:30. We're gonna go grab some breakfast, and then we're gonna get out there, see the volcano, which is somewhere over there. Yeah, toodles. We ate our breakfast and then obviously brushed our teeth and got ready to go. They picked us up and almost immediately we stopped because there was a sloth on the side of the road just climbing in this tree. Unfortunately, there was a ton of people all around, so I low-key kind of felt bad for this guy, but it's okay. It's okay. So after we saw this sloth, we continued on our drive. Took about 20 minutes to get to our first destination. Our first destination was the volcano like base camp. So we got to see a ton of different animals, ants. The jungle was incredible. We got to see hummingbirds, which was so cool, even though we do have those in Canada. The park itself was super diverse. We went up to the lava fields, but he took us through the jungle first and gave us like the entire history lesson, which was really cool. We got to see mushrooms. We got to see tons and tons of different plants. It was so incredibly cool. We felt so lucky, and oh my goodness, I was so grateful I wore a tank top because it was so warm. We got to see another hummingbird. This time it was like a different species because this guy was much darker than the first one. The trees here were like so, so cool. Like they would wound around each other, or they just looked literally ancient. Like they looked like out of the cruise. After we did the jungle part of the tour, we walked out to where the lava fields would have been, or are. And we walked through and we got to see some really cool animals. Here's me walking up. I was so glad that the first half was in the shade because after this it was completely in the sun, and as a Canadian girl, this was tough. But yeah, so we went to the lava fields, did our walk up. He gave us the explanation on the volcano, which still they count as active, even though it does not actually like erupt anymore. We got to see some cows as we walked past, of course, back to the volcano, like she's the main show. And then we got to see little things. I can't remember the name of them for the life of me, but they're like these little anteater related creatures that were so cute. There was so many of them. And yeah, we obviously had to stop and do a full-blown photo shoot. Because, oh my goodness, look at these. Like, look at them. Supposedly, these guys are like super territorial, so obviously we stayed way back. And then we got into the woods and got to see this guy was orchid only alive for one day. Was actually so cool. Back to the jungle part on our like a little more hiking. So incredible. Tons and tons of steps. Oh my goodness. Holy smokes. At the very top, he showed us the lake on the one side and then the lagoon on the other side, which were both a result of the volcano actually exploding. Erupting. Yeah, erupting. Obviously, we had to sit for a few minutes while he explained all the different aspects of the volcano, and we got to take in these gorgeous views. It was so incredibly cool. After that, when we walked down, they had made us a snack, but like, look at the art of this. Like, wow. Then we went to lunch. And when I went out the back, there was a spider, and my silly camera could not focus for the life of it, but here's the idea of what it would have been. Tons and tons of cool plants next to this little lunch spot. We ended up seeing so much wildlife here. We saw this tropical tree frog that was just sitting on a branch, taking a nap, sleeping or whatever. And then we actually ended up seeing another frog just a few minutes later who was like brightly colored. You'll see him here in a second. There you go. Like, look at the color of this guy. Our guide got all up in there. He was taking like professional photos. Like, look at the colors of this frog. Like, that's actually incredible. Then we got to see a cool bird. This one had such bright colors. My silly camera would not focus till the second time around. But like such bright color, and like they would just sit there. Like they were it was like they were just waiting for us. It was all for us. Then we got our tractor up to the waterfall, and we had to cross some hanging bridges on the way. It was actually gorgeous the entire walk down, but my knees hurt so bad afterwards. We're going to the waterfall. After we hiked around the rocks because we couldn't take the trail, we ended up at the gorgeous, gorgeous waterfall. It was packed with people, but completely worth it. And the water was so nice and refreshing. Then on my walk back, we saw a ton of different fish in the little river.
At the waterfall. Smile, Mama. Oh, sorry.
And then we emergency stopped because we saw a parrot.
This is the parrot. Guacamaya.
After my
Guacamaya.
little Spanish lesson, we got to finding the parrots because they flew off and hid in a tree. Here's a bad video of one hiding, but they were so gorgeous. And these ones were the rare macaws that had just been released back. Then we another emergency stopped because we saw a sloth with a freaking baby just hanging out in the tree. And so of course we had to stop, take all of the photos. It was actually so cute. Like this baby supposedly was like 6 months old, I believe. But so cute. Like look at his face. Mama kept climbing up. I think she was a little nervous because there was a fair amount of people down below, but oh my goodness, this was incredible. Yeah, as you can see, kind of obsessed with the sloths. Like, this was so cute. Then we got to see some monkeys. They were hiding way up in the trees, so not the best quality, but still so cute. Again, another cool bird. They were like just sitting there, like waiting for us to take their photo. By the end of the day, we had an entire collection of wristbands from all of the different activities. Finished it off with this cool indigenous experience where I actually got to join in on one of the dances. So cool. After that, we got to see a toucan, which I'd seen one previously on this trip, but still incredible. Finally, we drove past. They call this mountain like Sleepy Indian. We drove home and they took us past the waterfall lake river question mark. Then we went to the hot springs and finished it off. So this one was with the Red Lava Tours. So incredible. I would recommend.